Hello and welcome back to the Rich Alvarez channel. Today we're playing a little game called Might and Magic Duel of Champions.
It's a free game for iPad and PC, and we're just going to take you through the first 3 tutorial levels and see how this thing works. So,
now, I played some card games when I was a kid, and I think Chris did too. Maybe a couple I don't think we have the liberty to mention, but...
Actually, we can. Not a big deal.
Oh, okay.
The only one that I ever played was Magic the Gathering. I mean, I had Pokemon, but I just collected the cards. I didn't know how to play
Chris
them.
collected the cards. He didn't actually play.
Didn't actually play.
Are you going to play some Pokemon, Chris? No, Richie, I'm not playing Pokemon. I'm getting ready to play Pokemon.
Alright, well, alright, so we got heroes, and then you've got your minions here. Looks like we've got an air elemental and a griffin. And our opponent has 2 ghouls, so let's get started.
Let's get it started.
Do. Okay, so let's check this, and bam! Attack that ghoul. Send him to the graveyard. Alright, and we can attack again! Oh, looks like we gotta move first. Okay, yeah. So basically you have to have everything all lined up before you can attack.
Gotta be parallel.
End your turn. And now we're gonna let the enemy attack.
It's funny because, like, if you die or if you lose a tutorial level, then that's pretty bad, don't you think?
That would be pretty bad.
Not that you're gonna lose this, right, Chris?
Of course. There's no way I'm gonna lose this one. And now you're banished to the card graveyard.
Looks fairly cool here.
Okay, so it looks like now that I've taken out the minions, I can attack the player directly. Ah, and you didn't even believe in me, Richie.
You did it!
Alright. So our username is Rich Alvarez YT.
Because somebody
took Rich Alvarez. Because of course there's no other Rich Alvarez's in the world, right?
No.
Sweet.
I mean, admittedly, I've seen other Richard Alvarez's, but nobody else uses Rich Alvarez as a singular word. So I know that if it's taken on a specific gamer website, they probably stole it from me, and they're probably like, "I'm Rich," even though they're not. Posers.
Alright, so now that we're on tutorial level 2, it's talking about resources and how you have to make sure that you're careful about which cards you pick. Oh, and you get, like, abilities, so we're going to increase our... Oh, I can't increase it yet. Now we're going to increase our might.
You gotta wait for it to tell you that, Chris.
I jumped the gun just a little bit. Alright, so it looks like I got a griffin here, so I'm going to place it in the same line as the ghoul so that I can attack.
As soon as you get through all the menus.
As soon as I get through all the menus, of course.
Of course.
Bam!
I think the goal is to take out the lead card as soon as possible.
Yeah. You gotta face all the bad guys here.
I don't think you have to take out all the minions first, but I guess... Like, before you attack the other card there, why don't you try to attack the...
Yeah, I'll try that next. So let's see here. I'll get this. I'll put it over here.
Because I noticed that when we went through our warm-up level, so that we
I was attacking directly without skipping.
Yeah. We did a warm-up round so that we wouldn't look like total idiots when we did this.
I guess I can just attack him directly. I don't even have to wait.
Just go ahead.
-1.
Look at that. You've already won.
All right.
You didn't have to wait for anything.
Well, there weren't even minions to get in my way.
Minions, get in my way.
All right, on to the third one, Border Keep.
It's called Border Keep, which is a lot like that.
What's that, Richie? A lot like that. Was that a Lord of the Rings reference?
That was a Lord of the Rings.
Just because it has the word "keep" in it, it's automatically a Lord of the Rings reference.
You know that pretty much every fantasy,
fantasy ever is inspired by Lord of the Rings, including Lord of the Rings. Wait a minute, how does that make sense? It's
Well, when Tolkien went back in time and wrote his books,
he went into the future to see his books, and then went back in time to make his books.
It's like an endless 22 cycle. It's like Tolkien was a child in the 90s
What?
who read Lord of the Rings and then went back in time and then became Tolkien and then wrote the books. And it's like, wait a minute, so where did it begin? Did Tolkien start out as a child of the, what was it, the 30s or the 20s?
I don't even know what he started out as.
But he was actually born in like the 80s or something. But he went back and like, so wait a minute, is he born in the 80s or is he born in the 20s? And like, when did the cycle begin? See, those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves every day.
Every day.
I mean, I used to say the same thing about, George Lucas. I used to say that, like, in the year, like, 2020 or something, I actually created Star Wars, and George Lucas was born in, like, 2010, and he stole my idea. When I created Star Wars, he went back into the, whenever he went back as a 10-year-old in, like, 1950 or something, or whenever he was born, and then grew up and made Star Wars in the 70s so that I couldn't create it in the thousands. And, well, you know the story from there.
I'm Rich Michael Alvarez, and I created everything ever.
I
and
used
George
to-
Lucas stole it from me.
I used
and
to-
my ego is so big.
I used to think these things when I was younger for some reason.
You don't think him anymore, right, Richie?
Of course not.
Huh.
I do believe in leprechauns. Just kidding.
Well, anyway, going back to the game here. So basically, there's short-range and long-range attacks, and I've got my flying monsters up in the front here, my archery guy in the back, and actually now we can test that. So I've got my guys here, and let's see if I can attack. Oh, I can attack directly.
Oh, look at you!
Wow.
And that
Well, there we go.
As simple as
That
that.
was a piece of cake.
And that's three tutorials.
Yeah, that's 3 tutorials. So
And see, look how much fun we were having. Make sure to play with a buddy so that you can heckle them.
So if you guys want, you can check the description below. We've got a link where you can download the game for free, like we said, to your iPad or PC. And also, the other cool thing is that Might and Magic Duel of Champions will be crowning its second world champion on November 1st at Paris Games Week. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Check out the game, try it out. It's really fun, and obviously it gets a lot more complex. That was just basically the beginning tutorial, but it is if you enjoy card games, it's a great one.
If you like poker, you'll love Might and Magic Duel of Champions.
It's like poker, except there's no chips and it's way confusing.
It's just like poker, except there's magic and fantasy and nobody wins money.
So it's nothing like poker at all.
So it's nothing like poker at all.
Alright, well, that's it. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Chris Muller.
I'm Rich Alvarez.
See ya.